Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kristen Curry and I run a blog on kristencurry.com covering all things beauty, wellness, and fitness. And I am so excited for today's video. This is for all the multi-hyphenates, all the creatives, all the people who cannot afford to live doing only one job. How about that? I have worked for about 8 years holding both full-time positions and working side gigs, and I've learned a thing or two when it comes to putting systems in place to help you stay on top of all of your responsibilities while maintaining your sanity. So I've compiled all of my very best practices into this video, and I'm also doing a review on one of the tools that I think has been tremendous in helping me stay on top of all of my responsibilities, understand what my priorities are, and how long it takes me to get through different projects. So if this sounds like the content that you'd be interested in, I would love if you would stick around by subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you never miss when we upload, and let's get into it. Have you ever heard of the phrase, use your 9 to 5 to fund your 5 to 9? It essentially means use your primary source of income to fund your passion projects, your dreams, your aspirations, things that you really want to be pouring long-term energy and effort into. The only downside with that saying is no one talks about the long-term impacts of working from 9 to 9. And I'm not talking about as a nurse where you may do that 3 or 4 times a week. I'm talking about every single day. Hint, it's going to lead to burnout. So I have found that having the right systems in mind, really auditing my workflow, when am I most productive, when am I not, where do I typically run into roadblocks, look at all of that and analyzing where I can be a little bit more effective with my time. I first and foremost have more corporate trauma than a little bit, and I have found that implementing Sunday ramp up every single week is tremendous. It's such a game changer in making me go into the week level-headed, clear of what my objectives are, clear where my priorities are, and clear of what actually needs to get done this week. PR is one of those professions where you can go in with a set objective of what you want to get done for the day, and then something comes in and completely derails you, and I hate getting to the end of the day feeling like I didn't get to any of the things that I really wanted to do. Taking 15 to 30 minutes on my Sunday to just overview important meetings, important deadlines, projects that are coming into the fold, things that I need to be aware of really helps me in terms of getting a grasp on how much available time I have to get towards the things that I know are coming down the pipeline. Identifying your groove time is going to be key, and this is going to be something that varies person to person. I happen to be the most creative, the sharpest, the most impactful early in the morning. If I get to the 2 to 3 p.m. mark, I am good for nothing. That's not everybody. Some people do their best work in the evenings, late at night. You have to kind of identify what that is for you, but you want to take note of whatever those times are throughout the day that it's easy for you to knock through assignments, knock through anything. Once you find that time, block that time off and protect it to no end. I usually start my mornings with my time blocks because I do not want to jump into my day and get straight into the middle of meetings. I have to have some time for myself to sort through my deliverables, to go through admin work, to get my bearings, and then I can kind of jump into interacting with other people. Find whatever that groove time is for you, and then, like I said, protect it like nobody's business. The big 3 is a rule that I adopted that has also been tremendous, just like Sunday ramp up, and helping me go into each day with 3 clear things that I know that I need to do. And I do 3 on the professional side, 3 on the personal side. So the personal could look like responding to a text message from someone, scheduling a really important doctor's appointment, making sure I stretch. Something like that is gonna be more on the personal side, and I have to do it. If it's one of my big 3s, I have to get it done, meaning I'm not logging off the computer, I'm not going on about my life until I've gotten those 3 things done. 3 professional non-negotiables could be file an expense report, write 2 pitches, clean my inbox, add my slides to the presentation. Whatever your big 3 are, I try to knock those out during my groove time. You see where I'm going with this? So that before I even go into my day, I know that I'm gonna have time blocked out to be able to get to my 3 most important priorities no matter what. And you know what? I've always found that the earlier I get into a company and the earlier seeing me use my Google Calendar to kind of structure how I'm gonna do my day, most of the time people are gonna get a sense of your work style and start to accommodate some of your preferences. Now that you've got your systems in place, I wanted to walk you guys through my daily planner by Sophia Lee. This is one of the most incredible purchases that I've made for 2024, and it's because it works really well with how my brain works. You may be a Notion girl, you may be a Google Calendar girl, do whatever works for you and how your brain works, but I found that I needed to go back to the basics of writing things down, pen to paper. I've always been a pen to paper girl, and I get the satisfaction of crossing things out from my calendar. So I wanted to focus on 3 of the biggest things that kind of drew me in when it came to picking this calendar. Number 1 being these overview calendar pages. Now, obviously, any agenda that you get is gonna have monthly overviews. What I love about this one is that the lines are there. And this is not something that you find in every single calendar, which is really important for making sure that you keep your handwriting nice and neat and beautiful. That's important for me. If I'm investing in an agenda, which this one is a little bit of an investment, I want it to have everything from budget tracking, grocery lists, things like that, but I don't want any of those unnecessary trackers. How many waters have I had in a day? I don't care. I need it to be really functional and really applicable to what I actually need to do, and I found that these budget sheets are incredible. So each month you're gonna get a budget overview. It has everything from housing, transportation, food, fund money, debt, savings, income. And then you also have your expenses. So you can write down when everything is due, the category, the actual amount that everything ended up being. As well as monthly overviews, you're also gonna have a monthly reflection so you can go and reflect on the previous week. I don't tend to do the reflections that much because I do that in my journal, but I do think it's helpful. It has everything from your favorite memory, what you're proud of, some lessons that you learned, what you're grateful for, and some things that you wanna work on moving into the next month. I do, however, find myself using the monthly goals overview. So this has a focus from a month, 3 goals. Haven't noticed, I like to categorize things in 3, and then steps to achieve these goals. So typically I usually have a personal goal, so something just related to me, a professional goal, and then my sub-professional, which is all of my passion projects and things like that. Moving over to the weekly overviews, I love these for meal planning and making sure that I'm not buying too many groceries and I'm actually planning out what I'm eating, what I need, what do I already have in my kitchen. I am super guilty of overbuying groceries, so this has been helpful in getting on top of that. Each day has a workout in today's menu. I usually just stick to what I'm doing for dinner. I usually snack or eat the same thing for breakfast, so I don't really have to fill that out. But what I'm doing for dinner and what my workout is gonna be for the day, I like to include that here. Moving over to the daily overview, this is something that really won me over with this agenda. The daily planner goes from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. That spoke to me. I wake up at 5 a.m. I love that they have something that starts there. Most agendas start at 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm already up and well into my day. I've chopped off a third of my morning by then. Okay. We need something for the early risers. So starts at 5 a.m., has a line for every 30 minutes. And this is amazing for me. So on my Sunday ramp up, what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll plan my meals, I'll plan my groceries. Usually I've already got my groceries for the week, but I'll plot out when I'm gonna be doing all of my meals. And then I'll come over to the daily calendar and I'll slot in any of the calls that I have, things that I know are not moving, meetings, lunches, dinners, anything that I have socially that's going on, I will start to highlight that. And then I will go through my to-do list and I'll put that in on the side that has to-do list. When I go through my to-do list, I then look at everything that I have and slot it in when I'm gonna be able to get it done. So I'll say I have 30 minutes for a call, I have a quick expense report that I need to pull together, I'm gonna do that expense report in that 30-minute bucket. Or I'll say before I can get started in this, I'm gonna have to prep these documents. I'll create admin time in my calendar, I'll find a nugget of time to be able to do that. Having your to-do list right next to your calendar, for me, is a very helpful way to say, I know how long it usually takes me to do these assignments, here's where I can visually see where all of that can get done. I start off with my big 3 first, so I'll put my big 3 at the top, find times to be able to get those done, and then anything I get done in addition to that is just a bonus. As you can see, this is a very, very thick agenda. There's a page for every single day in the year. I couldn't have been happier with this purchase. She also has this available for the iPad, so if you're someone who really loves digital planning, using your Apple Pencil, that's also something that's available to you. I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks on staying super organized, staying on top of your time management. The goal is to work smarter, not harder, and I think a big factor of that is getting a hold of how you're actually spending your time. When you know where all of your time is going, you can be savvy when it comes to making sure you're getting on top of everything. Cheers to a very successful, prosperous, amazing 2024. I hope this helped. Until next time, I'll see you next time. My nose look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary.